Hello and greetings everyone. Maybe you are familiar with some of the top level athletes such as Usain Bolt, the fastest human in the world, Roger Federer, Michael Phelps or Eliud Kipchoge. Maybe you have wondered, how can they become so powerful, so strong, surpassing human capabilities? It is an open secret in sports that most of professional athletes are doping. Maybe this is extremely obvious for some of you, but for some people that are not well versed in sports scenes, they naively think that their professional favorite athletes are actually free from any drug use. According to a survey done in two elite athletic competitions, 45% of professional athletes admitted to doping. So, what is doping? And why do I believe that doping restrictions should be lifted from sport? So doping is the act of taking drugs or illegal substance to enhance performance of an athlete. Lifting doping restriction will create an equal and safe competitions, because anti-doping will make these conditions impossible to be achieved. So let's turn the table together. The problem that created by anti-doping is because doping test is not the same for all countries. So let's take an analogy to understand this situation. Let's say that your university held an online examination, and this online examination is not an open book. So you cannot cheat off the internet and your books. But at the same time, your university do not take any precaution to avoid cheating from happening, such as opening webcams, using lockdown browser, or turning on microphone. So as someone who have high integrity, you are compelled to not cheat in this examination. But how about other students? They are more willing to cheat in this examination. They will discuss the answer and cheat off the internet. How can you expect to compete with these cheating students? This situation can be applied to doping tests. How can you, an athlete from a more strict countries that are more strict on their doping tests, can be expected to compete with athletes from countries that are more lenient, more lax on their doping tests, such as North Korea and Russia? So you can say nonsense like talents and hard work will surpass drug use, but these people that you are competing with are also hardworking and talented, but they also use drugs. So anti-doping also force athletes to take designers drugs. Doping tests are not effective enough to detect all types of drugs. So designer drugs is created specifically to pass this doping test. Compared to widely used drugs and steroids such as testosterone, designer drugs tends to have greater side effects because there are little to no clinical research done on them. As an example, during the entire existence periods of East Germany, the athletes are famously known for the usage of turinabol, a designer drugs to enhance athletic performance. Now we know that these same athletes are suffering from significant side effects such as severe illness and infertility. A not so fun fact, these same drugs, turinabol, are still being used by Russia on their athletes because this turinabol still cannot be detected by doping tests. Even though these drugs, turinabol, still carry significant side effect, they know that this drug carry significant side effect. They are forced to use this drug because this turinabol is undetectable. Lifting doping restriction will create an even playing field because all athletes will have the same opportunity to surpass each other because this athlete can use the same drugs, the same substance that every other athlete use. Besides, we can also expect the life expectancy of athletes to actually increase because athletes now can use the safer and more effective drugs. So why doping restrictions should be lifted now, not in 10 years, not in 100 years, because there's increasing gaps in achievement in sports between countries. Athletes from developing countries that use drugs are being suspended compared to athletes from developed countries that use drugs. So these developing countries will think that they will never achieve greatness in sports. Thus, they will decrease their investments in sports. Besides, designer drugs are becoming more dangerous over time. Developed countries, powerful countries, will try to create a more potent and more effective drugs to stay competitive in competitions. But these drugs often carry a significant and greater side effects compared to widely used drugs. So their athlete must sacrifice their health for performance. Let's create an equal and safe sport for all by lifting this restriction of doping. Thank you.